awesome artists. This week we have a new project and we are looking at perspective. Do you know what perspective is? We've talked about it a couple times in class, but perspective is when in art you use it to fool the person that's looking at your artwork to think that something's either really close up, really far away, really tall, all of those things. So we are going to use perspective to make a cityscape. So to make a scene with a bunch of big city buildings. This week, we are only going to get as far as our line drawing, and we'll outline it in Sharpie or black marker. And then next week, we will color it in. We are going to color it in with a complementary color scheme, but we'll talk more about that next week. So don't color it in, just leave it as a line drawing, and we'll finish it next week. Mine is just as far as we need to get for this week. And as you can tell, my buildings look like they're super tall and they're really big. And I did use a pencil, a Sharpie, and a ruler. If you don't own a ruler or have one with you, you could always find something that is straight, like this pad of paper. You could use the edge that's straight, a folder, a book. You could all use those as a straight edge. Let's jump right in. Okay, so this is a little fast, so pause it when you need to catch up. Some parts may be difficult for some of you, but we can do this together. Our first step is we're going to draw some arrows. And your arrows can be different heights, so different tallnesses, or they could all be the same height. I'm deciding to do some tall and some short. So there is our arrows. And as you can see, I didn't use a ruler for that, and my lines are a little funky. So later I'm going to go in and fix those first lines I did. But after this, we are going to add straight lines going straight down from the edges of our arrows. So pause it if you need to. This is me fixing those first arrows I did. They were quite crooked. And I'm just doing straight lines with my pencil down. Bam. Okay, so now we have our straight lines. It's already starting to look a lot like a building. Now we are going to add windows. And windows, so depending on what side of the building you're doing it on, they follow that arrow line up above. So you see how this one is angled the same way that that top line is. And on the other side, that line is angled how that arrow line is. And your lines are just going to be straight down. I'm doing this first in pencil without a ruler, but later I'm going to go back over them with a ruler to make sure they really are straight. The straighter they are, the more realistic it looks and the more professional it looks. So we're going to do this for all of the windows. You could do tiny ones, big ones. It's up to you on how you do your arrows. But really they look like that. So you do a bunch of slanted lines and then you fill them in with vertical lines connecting. There we go. So now that I have my pencil drawing, I am going to add a sun that we will use next week for coloring it in with our complementary colors. So now I'm going in with my Sharpie. If you don't have a Sharpie, a black pen or another black marker will work. But I'm going over with a ruler, or you could use a straight, just like a notebook or a folder, all of my pencil lines, making sure they are straight. And I'm doing that with my windows as well. This is fast, so pause it when you need to, catch up, take your time. This may be pretty difficult for some of you, but I believe we can do it and they will look fantastic when they are done. When we are all finished with the Sharpie lines for all of the building, the windows, it is time to erase all of our pencil lines. And that makes it look really clean and neat. It looks like we drew everything in Sharpie on the first try. So that is a helpful hint. Make sure you don't erase the sun and you don't Sharpie the sun. You want to keep that just a pencil circle. Keep this safe for next week because we will need it. Way to go on the start of your project. Keep this safe for next week because we will need it to finish and color it in with our complementary color scheme. Don't forget to take a photo of it. Your photo needs to be straight, well lit, and clear. and then submit it into Google Classroom. I can't wait to see it. I hope you had fun. Bye.